Ames! Today I'm here to do my September TBR video. I have recently not been posting as many videos because, quite honestly, I've just been very lazy. But I finally feel like I'm getting back into the groove of things and wanting to kind of set a better routine for myself instead of just, spending lots of time watching TV and reading, even though obviously reading is how I make content for this channel. But I do feel like I'm kind of in a mode where I want to refocus and really give more love to my channel and post more videos because I really took quite a hiatus, I would say, and I'm sorry about that, but I just needed it for myself. Well, I feel like I'm so open about everything online, so sometimes it's nice to just have time to privately enjoy things and not constantly be vlogging every single thing and just being in the moment and that kind of thing. But I guess because fall is coming, which is my favorite season, I've gotten a bunch of new clothes for Halloween and stuff, so I'm just excited to wear them in videos and film and get back into reading because September is back to school season and the cool weather is really just the best weather for reading and everything. And I'm so excited to be in the city because I know that I'm going to be spending a lot of time just reading in Central Park. It's going to be great. Okay, anyway, I have a really big TBR for September and I expect it's because of how ambitious I'm feeling. So let me show you what I'm planning on getting to. I don't know that I'll get to everything. I'm sure some things will change throughout the month depending on library loans and stuff, but these are the things that I really do want to get to most. So the first book, which I'm actually already currently rereading, is Coraline by Neil Gaiman. I recently have just wanted to reread every single one of Neil Gaiman's books. He is definitely one of my favorite authors. He is the author that really made me fall in love with writing and just see how magical words can really be, as in an adult sense, because obviously Harry Potter made me feel that way when I was younger. Neil's writing really appealed to myself as a young adult. Coraline has always been one of my favorites of his, and I have always wanted to reread it, but I'm actually rereading it on audio, so even better than Neil Gaiman's writing is listening to Neil Gaiman speak because he just has such a pleasant voice. So I'm really enjoying the audiobook so far. For those who don't know, Coraline is about a little girl who moves into a new flat with her parents, and there is this mysterious door that just has a brick wall right in front of it when you open it, so it doesn't appear to go anywhere. But Coraline is a very curious child and she gets bored very easily, and one day she decides to kind of go exploring and she ends up in this other world and she meets her other mother, and it's very creepy but really good, and it's also just the perfect kind of fall read. There's her other mother on the back. Next in September, I want to read Nightblood by Ellie Blake. This is the third and final book in the Frostblood saga, and I really enjoyed Frostblood and even more so Fireblood, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how the story is going to conclude. I read Fireblood 2 months ago in order to be ready for this release, and it's finally here and I'm very excited. The Frostblood saga is a world that is comparable to Avatar: The Last Airbender, but it focuses on frost and fire. Those are the two main abilities, and there has always been tension between Frostbloods and Firebloods, and they live in different regions of this world, and things really kind of came to a head in Fireblood, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how it's gonna wrap up. And actually, speaking of Avatar, next on my list is Smoke and Shadow, which is the fourth graphic novel bind up in the Avatar: The Last Airbender comic series. I also have the fifth one, North and South, and I will probably read that this month as well. These comics are just so amazing, and the way that they continue the television show and really just capture the essence of all the characters, and the story just feels so true to Avatar. It just makes me so happy. There are so many times where I read these and I'm just laughing out loud, but I'm particularly excited for this one because we've got Fire Lord Zuko on the cover, and he was not in the last book at all, and I really missed him, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Next on my list is Soulless by Gail Carriger, which is the first book in the Parasol Protectorate series. It follows a girl named Alexia who accidentally kills a vampire, and then his death begins being investigated by Lord Macon, who is a werewolf that was sent by Queen Victoria. And it all takes place in high society in London, and Alexia has a power where she's able to negate supernatural powers, so she's not sure how her power is going to come into play when like all of these vampires are going missing, and it sounds like it's going to be really good. I'm excited to give Gail Carriger another shot after disliking espionage and etiquette. Next on my list is Kings of the Wild by Nicolas Ames, and this is a book that I just stare at on my shelf like constantly. I've been wanting to read it for quite a while. The second book, The Bloody Rose, just came out, and I've heard nothing but good things about this one from a bunch of people that I watch on BookTube, and particularly Holly from Holly Hearts Books. She messaged me recently about loving this one so much, so I'm really, really excited to read it. And it follows a band of men, and all of them were like very well respected and powerful. I believe they're mercenaries like back in their day, and their glory days have long passed. One of them shows up on each of their doorsteps with a mission and basically begs for their help. And then the whole band kind of gets back together for one last mission, but all of them have since gotten old and heavyset and drunk, and it sounds like they're gonna have a lot of issues kind of getting back together in order to like complete this mission, but it sounds like it's gonna be so good. Next on my list is another reread, and it is one that is long overdue, and that is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Fall is the perfect season for this book. It is my favorite fantasy book of all time. I love it so very much, and I really just can't wait to reread it and re-experience Quoth and his time at university and everything with the Chandrian, and I'm just like so excited, like I can't even explain it. I mentioned before Holly from Holly Hearts Books. The two of us are actually going to be buddy reading this book. She has had it on her TBR for so long, and I constantly tell her to read it because it's my favorite and I know that she's gonna love it. So I'm also really excited to read it with someone who will be reading it for the first time, and to just get their excitement while I'm getting re-excited about everything. And I also have not yet read this edition, which is the 10th anniversary edition, which is so beautiful. So I'm just really, really excited. Like, this is probably the most exciting book on my TBR, if I'm being honest. And then lastly is another giant book, and it is one that I don't expect to read all of in September, but I want to at least start it. And it is So Say We All, the complete, uncensored, unauthorized oral history of Battlestar Galactica. Battlestar Galactica is one of my favorite television shows of all time. I have watched it through 6 times at least. I made Andrew start watching it when we started dating, and I just really love it. It's such a great sci-fi show, and it definitely has like some bumps, but I'm really excited to read all about like the behind the scenes of filming everything, and just to like re-experience those characters and like find out insight about things that were going on. I'm probably also going to want to rewatch some of the show while I'm reading this, but I've just been loving sci-fi television lately. It's been like my favorite thing in the world. Andrew and I have been rewatching Firefly, which I love, and we watched this other show called Orville, which was so good. And yeah, now I just want to watch Battlestar Galactica again. So actually last, which is in my book haul pile, so I'm not going to pull it out right now, is going to be a Star Wars book. I don't know which one I'm planning on reading yet, but I am definitely reading at least one Star Wars book per month so that I can catch up on everything that is currently canon, and I've been doing a good job of that. I've been reading like 1 to 2 per month actually. So yeah, probably either going to read Phasma or Bloodline. Phasma follows Captain Phasma, and Bloodline follows Princess Leia as an adult. So not sure which one I'm gonna get to first, but those are the 2 Star Wars books that are like top of my list. So those are all of the books that I have on my September TBR. Like I said, things might change throughout the month. I might end up picking up some other things, or depending on when library loans come out and stuff. But I'm really excited about this pile and really looking forward to like diving in and just like reading like there's no tomorrow. That is all that I have for this video. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I've mentioned, and let me know what book you're most excited to read in September. That's all that I have for this video, and I will see you guys soon in a new one. Bye!